It's 1755, and All Saints' Day starts like any other day in Lisbon.
Suddenly, everything began to feel different. The seagulls began to screech, and then the tragedy started. The houses came tumbling down, and people thought, this is God punishing us. And then the tsunami came.
Nós estamos a falar de muro de água de cerca de 5 metros de altura.
After that, a huge fire broke out. Everything went up in a flame, the whole city.
It was one of the deadliest earthquakes the world has ever seen. Tens of thousands died. Lisbon was destroyed, but out of the ashes, something incredible emerged. A new way of thinking, and thanks to this man, a whole new school of science.
In 1755, Lisbon was the metropolis, the capital of a worldwide colonial empire that stretched into Africa with Angola and Mozambique and Cabo Verde, also to Asia with Goa and Macau, and of course to Latin America with Brazil. Portugal was a very, very rich kingdom thanks to those riches from the colonies.
Portugal's was the first truly global empire, built on gold, sugar, and spices that flowed into Lisbon. And while the wealthy elite enjoyed a lavish lifestyle, the ordinary population struggled.
Most, if not all of Europe, were absolute monarchies. That means the king had absolute power over its people. And the second biggest power was the church. People had no voice, no vote, no saying in political decisions. They were just there to produce and to work the lands.
News of the disaster in such an important city like Lisbon spread quickly.
It was the first ever worldwide mediatic catastrophe that drew the attention of every gazette and newspaper and traveler all over Europe.
The news reached all the great minds of the time, many who were starting to look at the world in a new way, many we now associate with the Age of Enlightenment.
Vamos ter artigos publicados por Kant, mas também debates mais político-filosóficos, podemos dizer assim. O mais famoso é aquele que vai acontecer entre Voltaire e entre Rousseau. O Voltaire já era um crítico da interpretação teológica da natureza e muitas das suas obras ironizavam sobre essa ideia de que Deus governava de alguma forma todos os assuntos humanos.
Instead, science was emerging as a better way to explain the world and the way it worked.
Já se tinha dado a reforma protestante, mas mantinha, de alguma forma, intocada essa linha entre Deus e a natureza. E é aí que o terremoto contribui, de facto, para um corte muito mais violento.
Até mesmo a própria sismologia é estudada hoje em dia com base neste evento. Pode-se dizer que o dia 1 de novembro de 1755 foi o berço da sismologia.
It was this man, the Prime Minister of Portugal, who many credit with the birth of a new school of science. The Marquis of Pombal was the king's right-hand man, and he was tasked with rebuilding the city of Lisbon.
He began to send out questionnaires to every parish to ask, how long did the earth shake? How strongly? What damages did it cause? How many people died? Did you notice any strange signs before the earthquake? This questionnaire was sent back to him, and his team analyzed and compiled a kind of booklet about all the coincidences everywhere, until a pattern began to emerge. And that became the basis of the seismology science as we know it today.
É graças aos inquéritos lançados pelo Marquês de Pombal que hoje em dia nós podemos estimar a intensidade macrosísmica causada por esse sismo e estimar a sua magnitude. A magnitude estará entre 8,5 e 9. Para ter uma ideia, a falha que terá gerado o terremoto de 1755 terá tido um comprimento de 200 km e uma largura de 80 km com um deslocamento de 20 metros. Quer dizer, a falha deslocou rapidamente 20 metros. 20 metros é a altura de um edifício de 6 andares.
In the new Lisbon Earthquake Centre, visitors can experience the awesome power of the quake.
Nós procuramos dar uma experiência imersiva que coloque o visitante no centro da ação. Nós conseguimos conciliar entretenimento com conhecimento. Os impactos que teve na filosofia, na política, no governo, na relação do homem com a religião, no urbanismo, na ciência.
The effects of that earthquake, which started as a series of tremors as people were heading to church, are still being felt today.
It was like when you cast a stone in a pond and the ripples get wider and stronger and affect everything all around. The Lisbon earthquake unchanged a whole series of events like the end of slavery in Portugal, which also led to the end of slavery in other European countries, as it influenced the trade between Britain and Portugal, and I think it might have also accelerated the American independence from Britain. I think also it accelerated the French Revolution. This new free-thinking era, this era of questioning of the almighty power of the Church and all of the almighty power of the kings on earth. It was brewing already, but I think on that day humanity began to wake up. And that is, I think, that really the day where the modern age was born.